Back to the debate over the debate. Former President Donald Trump is openly questioning whether he will participate in next month's scheduled debate with Vice President Kamala Harris on ABC, baselessly claiming the network is biased and hostile toward Republicans. Let's discuss more now with Trump's former personal fixer and attorney Michael Cohen. He's also the host of the Michael Cohen Show on YouTube, so check it out. It's airing as we speak. Michael Cohen, great to see you. We ran into each other at the DNC. Noticed a lot of folks wanted to take a picture with you there in Chicago, but you and I had a lot to talk about.
Yeah, that was a wild time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but we had a lot to talk about outside of that conversation, so I'm glad you're back with us because you and I both know that there's a history with former President Trump when it comes to debates. He likes to sort of keep it hanging out there as to whether or not he's going to participate in debates and what the ground rules are going to be. What have been your thoughts as you've been listening to all that?
Yeah, so this is not new, as you just stated. Donald's been playing the same old play from the same old playbook going back to 2015. He wants the debate to go the way he wants the debate to go. He wants to control all the levers. Now, with Fox News, he can do that. With CNN, he cannot do that. With ABC, NBC, CBS, etc., he cannot do that. So, of course, he's going to claim that there's a bias towards him. None of it is true. It's all a figment of his imagination, which is getting more and more weird each and every day. But he's going to end up showing up despite all of the nonsense because he knows what Kamala Harris is going to do to him, right? If he doesn't show up, she'll just put a cardboard cutout of him in the spot and she will talk to him as if he's there. Now, he's really stuck right now in a very weird situation, using that word again. Why? Because if he doesn't show up, Kamala will just do it on her own. And again, she will bring a cardboard cutout of him. If he does show up, he's going to show up unprepared because Donald does not believe he needs to prepare. He said it himself the other day. I couldn't believe he actually said it.
Yeah, he just said it. Yeah.
I've been doing this my whole life. I've been preparing for this my whole life. No, he hasn't. He has no idea what he's talking about. He's going to make, again, the same ridiculous statements as he did when he debated Joe Biden, talking about, for example, Democrats want abortions after birth, without anity questioning him and saying, that's not an abortion after birth. That's called murder. But nobody called him on it. Kamala Harris will. So he knows he has to prepare, and he doesn't like to do that.
Yeah, and I do want to ask, I mean, there's been this discussion over muting the microphones, and I guess his campaign wants the microphone muted, but he's been saying something different. Let's listen to what he said about this.
Would you want the microphones muted in the debate whenever you're not speaking?
We agreed to the same rules. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on, but the agreement was that it would be the same as it was last time. In that case, it was muted. I didn't like it the last time, but it worked out fine. I mean, ask Biden how it worked out. It was fine. And I think it should be the same.
Yeah, Michael, it sounds like it's the Trump campaign that wants the mute button working.
You know, probably because they don't trust that he's going to keep his mouth shut and he won't stay normal for the 90 minutes of the debate. But Jim, one of the things that I want you and your viewers to also note is when you see the accordion hands start going, what that means is that he's lying. All right, it's a tell with Donald. Anytime that the accordion hands start, that means he's not telling the truth. He does not want the mic on because he knows he can't control himself. He says things under his breath. He's going to continuously interrupt Kamala every time she says something that he doesn't agree with. He can't help himself. So
do you think he's worried about debating Kamala Harris? Is that part of this? Do you think, I mean, maybe he thought he matched up better with Joe Biden versus Kamala Harris? Could that be part of this?
100%. He knows that he did. Look, with all due respect to Joe Biden, and I'm a massive Joe Biden fan, it was not Biden's best. It's not the old Joe Biden of years ago. it was a very poor performance by Biden. If he thinks that that type of a performance is going to be again by Kamala Harris, he's obviously mistaken. And I think he knows better than that. He knows that she's going to call him out on every single lie, on every single misstatement. And he just doesn't know how to prepare for it. One of the things that he doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to prepare. He turned around and he even said, I don't need to prepare. Really? It's funny because there's nothing that he says that is accurate, including during that Biden debate. It was one misinformation, disinformation, malinformation statement after another.
And Michael, I do want to talk to you a little bit about the classified documents case and some of the legal troubles that Trump has been in. Jack Smith asked a federal appeals court to reinstate the classified documents case against Trump. Smith did not, however, ask for the case to be reassigned after the judge who was presiding over it dismissed that case last month. What do you make of this battle over the classified documents case? Do you think Trump is ever going to be held accountable in either the classified documents case or the January 6th case?
Well, he'll be held ultimately accountable for everything after he loses to Kamala Harris. Then he won't have any of the levers of power to put aside the prosecutions on the federal basis. I think what we should also be concentrating on is what's going to be happening on September 18th, which is when Donald Trump has to appear for sentencing before Judge Juan Merchan here in New York. You know, one of the things that I think is very disturbing, and a lot of people feel obviously the same way, is Donald Trump, whether he's a former president or, God forbid, a million times again president, the law is supposed to apply equally to each and every one of us. And what Donald Trump has shown this country is that it does not, that he is above the law. When he said that he could kill somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away with it, he wasn't joking. So I do believe that Jack Smith, with the 11th Circuit, who's now overturned Judge Cannon's decision several times already, and I think that they've lost their patience with her. I believe that they will overturn the decision. It will be remanded, unfortunately, back to her court, and this case will go forward.
Very quickly, Michael, finally, Trump has been saying that Kamala Harris became the nominee because of a coup. We're running out of time, but I did want to get a quick reaction to that from you. What do you think about that when he says that?
He's an idiot. I mean, how else do you describe it? I mean, she got it as a coup. That, you know, had he and his campaign not done the debate against Joe Biden, he probably would still be running against Joe Biden, which is really what he wanted. It's not a coup. This is the way that the politics work. This is the way that the Democratic Party decided. She is the rightful nominee, as he is the rightful nominee, which has been provided to them by whether it was the Republican National Convention or the Democratic National Convention. They received the necessary votes. He is running against Kamala Harris. He needs to understand that.
All right, Michael Cohen. As I expected, we did not have enough time to cover all the ground we wanted to cover. Let's get you back again soon. Michael, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, Jim.
That's all.